Oh boy, to follow all of you. Woo, this is tough. Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. No worries. Champions adjust and pressure is a privilege. So, this is going to be fun. I'm just getting my iPad ready so I can know how I don't talk too long. I'm serious. No, you guys are supposed to have some fun. Thank you, President Dryden. It was very nice of you, and it's great to be here at Simmons College. I was here 2 years ago for the leadership conference. I want to thank the Board of Trustees for presenting me with this honorary degree, because this is the only way I'm going to get a degree. I want to thank the faculty and all you do to give back and to shape these young people's lives to go out into the world and set it on fire. You know, go. I want to congratulate Dr. Juliet, biochemistry. I met her at the University of Pennsylvania, actually, quite a few years ago when we were getting honored. I want to thank Provost Katie Comboy, Athletic Director Allie Canner, Mike Hollabaugh, and Kate Seeley, and everyone in the President Dryden's administration for making my stay here so enjoyable. There's so much work that has to get done before this happens, and the preparation is amazing. Last night I was at the trustees dinner. It was great, and I got to meet some student athletes. And I would like to thank Reverend Casey for your benediction, to Danica and the choir. I used to be in Glee Club. She's trying to recruit me today. No chance. And, of course, Courtney Lee. That is a tough act to follow. Well, you're going places, girl. And to the families, you're the ones. My brother and I, my younger brother, Randy Moffett, became a Major League Baseball player. Most of his years with the San Francisco Giants. And, of course, he announced that when he was 10 years old at the dining room table. And I wanted to be number one in the world in tennis at 11. So my poor parents, who didn't care if we were any good, worked 3 jobs so we could have our dreams. And I'll always be indebted to them. My dad was a firefighter. Then he moonlighted. And my mother, a homemaker who went out and sold Avon and Tupperware so we could follow our dreams. And my mother was very shy, so that was a huge adjustment for her. It changed her forever. To Sandy Lohr, good luck. The Warburg Award, Jones, Warburg. And I want to thank the military, too. I see some of you going in the military. Thank you for serving our country. We can never thank you enough, ever, ever, ever. And congratulations, class of 2014, yes! You know, John Simmons, the feminist who started this school, he was born in 1796. What foresight he had when he really wanted women to be able to make a livelihood and be successful in life. So I thank John Simmons, wherever you are, for doing this for all of us and for this nation and for this world and for this city. Simmons opened the doors for African American women. They refused to impose quotas on Jewish students when it was a custom in the early 1900s. I wish I could have met John Simmons. This is the century of women, and don't you forget it. It's the century of women. We must receive equal pay for equal work, and we have to have more leadership positions. And it is fitting that we're here in Boston, right? Boston strong, as everyone says. But you're Simmons strong. I love it. The SS. I know that most of you will never remember who your commencement speaker was. It's fine, it's okay. I just hope that you'll take away maybe a thought or a few words or whatever that will help you in your journey through life. I'm 70 now, and I've lived, pretty good. I've had a great life. But as I've gone through life, I've observed different things. And I've observed that people who have inner, which is really important, and outer success, they tend to have certain things about them. And there's 3 things I'd like to talk to you about today quickly, and maybe these 3 things will help you. Think about your own lives, where you've been so far, who your sheroes and heroes are, who's shaped your lives, your parents, your friends, your loved ones. But number 1, and they don't have to be in this order, relationships are everything. To yourself, to your higher power, whatever your belief system is, to your friends, your family. Number 2, never stop learning, and never stop learning how to learn. And number 3, be a problem solver. Be a problem solver. Those are the 3 things I've noticed that people that truly have this inner and outer success, these are some of the things that they have and they're concerned with and makes them live a fruitful life. Number 1, relationships are everything. You never know how a person is going to touch your life or how you're going to touch their lives, ever, ever, ever. 5th grade, I'm sitting next to Susan Williams. Her father had just been transferred out to Long Beach, California, where I was born and raised. And she looks at me and goes, "Do you want to play tennis?" What's tennis? You don't know what tennis is? No. What do? You run, jump, and hit a ball. Those are my 3 most favorite things. I think I'll try it. Let's go. So every morning when I wake up and have my blessing, my gratitude list, I thank God for Susan Williams. Tennis has given me almost everything. Almost everything, if I look back over my life. My relationships, most of them since I was 11. School, traveling, meeting people I would have never dreamt to have met, like Nelson Mandela. You got to see Hillary Clinton a couple of weeks ago, if any of you were at or at least you've heard about it, I'm sure, at the leadership conference. And I remember a day in New York when we were announcing the HBO Dare to Compete documentary. It was about women and sports and society. It was called Dare to Compete. Dominique Dawes, a great African-American gymnast, was there. She spoke, I spoke, and of course, Hillary Clinton spoke. And after she finished speaking, a student whispered in her ear, "Are you going to dare to compete?" And that's the turning point, is the reason she ran for president. She dared to compete. Never stop learning. Sometimes I think it's really important to see it to be it. When I was 13, I got to see the #1 player in the world, Althea Gibson, the first African-American, first person of color to ever get to play in a sanctioned tournament in 1950. She was our Jackie Robinson of tennis. I got to see her at 13. So I knew what the #1 person in the world looked like, how she played. And I knew if I wanted to be #1, I would have to be at least as good or better. I learned a lot that day from her and how good I would have to be. And be a problem solver. Be a problem solver. It's really important to be a problem solver. As you go through the day, that's all we do, you know that. In 1970, there were 9 of us that started women's professional tennis. and it was very difficult. Nobody thought we'd get it done. We signed a $1 contract with Gladys Hellman. We're called the Original Nine. We crossed over the line in the stand. We had no idea what was going to happen. We were going to be threatened. We weren't going to be able to play Wimbledon or the US Open, all these big tournaments ever again, and we didn't care. We felt like we had nothing to lose, and we had to go for it for the future generations. We talked about the future generations, that we wanted any girl born in this world, if she were good enough, they have the opportunity to compete, to be recognized, and to make a living. And that's what the Original Nine, what we talked about. This is for the future. And now the women are playing for over $100 million in 66 countries, and we have 150 countries playing at least. Another problem solver is right here. Your president of Simmons College, President Dryden, who began in 2008. When President Dryden got here, Simmons College was not doing so well. It had a financial deficit going. And her job, which was very difficult, because that meant changing things around in a big way at Simmons College. She went and she got it done. And that's why you're in very, very healthy financial place now, because of President Dryden and her leadership. And as I was reading things and just listening to her, I'd love to shadow her for a week. She is brilliant. She's financially brilliant. She's people smart. She loves people. She wants, and I was reading some of her quotes, she wants to shape the young people to be a beacon. She wants you guys to be a beacon, this school to be a beacon, Simmons College to be a beacon of leadership in the world of higher education. So I just want to thank you. I'm so happy because Simmons is in good shape because of you. And I think that you have such a great leader right here in your presence. Learn from her. And sometimes I read poetry from today. Then other times I always go back to this. I'm sorry. I know it's old. But one of the great poets of my generation was Bob Dylan. He kept it simple. I love the way he speaks. And as I close today, I want to leave you with just a little bit of, you'll know it, you'll recognize it. May you grow up to be righteous. May you grow up to be true. May you always know the truth and see the lights surrounding you. May you always be courageous. Stand upright and be strong. And may you stay forever young. I love that. And now, to really finish it off, I'll need the athletes to come up here. They're going to help me. Where's my racket? Where's the racket? Do you know where my racket is? It is? Oh, it's on the table. Right there. Hold on. Hold on.
And I'll take the cover for you.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks. We're going to hit balls into the stands. We don't have too many, but Elton John wrote Philadelphia Freedom for me, and so that's what you're going to hear in the background. And he wrote it for me because of team tennis, which is what I still do, because I own the Philadelphia Freedoms. But you'll hear the song, and I'm going to come out and hit a few into the stands. Please be careful, be alert. I don't want to get anybody to get hurt. Thank you. Okay, give me some balls. Here we go.
Do you just love it? I got like 9.